Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all having an amazing day. Now, top fives are no new topic. They've been around for years and years in all types of different communities, but I'm surprised myself haven't done one before. So, for the first time, I am coming out with my top 5 favorite anime of all time. Now, maybe one day I'll come out with a top 5 manga of all time. But for now, enjoy this video. I seriously hope you guys enjoy this. This took me a month to make, from scripting to editing. But yeah, really good video. I like it a lot. It took me a lot of time to make, so I really hope you guys enjoy. Also, I'm not gonna say this much. This is probably the first and last time I'm ever gonna say this, but I do have a little goal I would like to hit by the end of the year. I would like to hit either 350 or 400 subscribers by the end of this month. So it would mean the world to me if y'all could go down, click that join for me. Thank you very much. I love you all. I'll see y'all later. Peace. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is an anime I didn't think would end up in my top 5, but somehow Part 4 amazed me and ended up in my 5th spot. I do believe Part 4 did everything a shonen should do and did it perfectly. It had some amazing characters and an absolutely phenomenal antagonist. Yoshikage Kira is easily one of my favorite antagonists of all time. The way they expanded on him as a murderer and went deep into his psyche was amazing, and I thoroughly enjoyed his screen time, and how he almost won and killed the Joestars. Part 4, in my opinion, has the best characters out of all of JoJo's. They have some of my favorite character designs and are amazingly written. The one thing that made Part 4 all that more enjoyable was knowing that not all stand users, other than the main cast, are bad guys. While yes, they were introduced as people who couldn't be fully trusted, they gave them so much screen time that they could actually develop them into characters that could get along with each other. For example, my favorite JoJo's character of all time, Rohan Kishibe, was introduced as an odd manga artist and one that took full control of Koichi and used to stand to his full extent solely for himself. But as we got to know more about him and the more screen time he got, the more we got to know how far he'll go for his friends. I believe the Highway Go-Go arc was a great example of Rohan's growth as a stan user and as a person in general. He became one of my favorite characters in anime. Like I said before, Yoshikage Kira is easily one of my favorite villains in anime. The way they expanded on him as a villain was amazing. While yes, we didn't get to know him personally, we got to know him as a serial killer and how rotten he is and how far he'll go to reach his goal. We got to know how easy it is for him to destroy people's lives. He's a truly sick person, but I think that what makes him such a phenomenal villain. Now, we can't talk about JoJo's without talking about the very artistic art style. And Part 4 is beautiful. It is easily the most unique part when it comes to the art style. It is a very colorful anime. The color palette is phenomenal. It is full of beautiful colors and is very satisfying to look at. I loved the fact that they occasionally changed the palette to make the characters and their environment look different. It was always a fresh look and never looked quote-unquote wrong or had a disgusting color palette. Part 4 is the most unique out of the JoJo series so far when it comes to the color palettes. Honestly, it's such a fresh style. Sometimes I get bored of the same old colors, if that makes sense, from a regular shonen. And Part 4 was just such a refreshing watch. It really made me love the anime even more. Oh yeah, also, the openings for Part 4 absolutely slap. The second opening being my favorite and my all-time favorite JoJo's opening. The others go hard as fuck as well. The songs are perfect for Part 4. Super jazzy, upbeat songs. It fits its colorful, goofy style perfectly and adds just another amazing touch to Part 4. I personally believe Part 4 is the perfect blend of hella funny comedy, badass action, stunning art, and cool characters, which is why, in my opinion, Part 4 is the best JoJo's part, as well as my 5th favorite anime of all time. If there's one anime out there that is a true love letter to animation, it would have to be Keep Your Hands Off Ezokin. This is a truly beautiful anime and I didn't think I'd love it as much as I do. It's also one of the very few anime I've rewatched. It is honestly very rare for me to rewatch an anime, so it's a very special occasion for me to rewatch. This anime went completely under the radar during the winter 2020 anime season. Sadly, it was overshined by Haikyuu Season 4 and Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. I personally don't think that takes away from the phenomenal anime that it was. Honestly, I wasn't expecting to love this anime as much as I do now. It was just another regular seasonal anime I watched weekly. It's only when I rewatched it is when I absolutely fell in love with it. I do believe this anime is one of a kind in many ways. The topic, the characters, and the way they tackle the topic at hand is something I've never seen before. Directed by the legendary Masaki Yuasa, who's known for Devilman Crybaby and Tatami Galaxy, did a phenomenal job. I'd expect nothing less from one of the greatest directors out there. Now, he's known for very extravagant visuals and storytelling, but Ezokin is weirdly normal for what Yuasa is known for, and I love it. His super original artistic touch to the environment adds that much more to the anime and makes it 100 times more enjoyable. I gotta say, the characters are awesome. They all end up working together, but for totally different reasons and goals in mind. Midori Aisaka, who really just wants to create anime and is absolutely infatuated with storytelling. Sayaki Kanamori, my favorite character, is just into the business aspect and just wants to do something that'll make her a ton of money, and actually really isn't into anime. And Mizusaki Tsubame is just absolutely infatuated with animation. Not necessarily anime, but animation. She loves just creating realistic and super detailed animation. And she's just someone that just wants to express herself in animation, and I find that beautiful. Also, on a side note, I do really like how they put some attention onto the business side of things every once in a while. While they do make it a joke 90% of the time, it's nice that they actually shine a light on the topic occasionally. The OST is one of my favorite things about this anime. It is such a unique soundtrack. I've never heard music so interesting and cool before. This is gonna sound weird, but I've never heard sounds like that before. As the giga-brained Sea-Dog VA said once.
Yeah, music goes woo woo.
And Ezokin's beeps and boops are really good. I enjoy it a lot. There's a special flair to it that is super unique to the anime, and it's a soundtrack I've never heard from any other anime. I loved how they can go from super upbeat and cheery music to super eerie and mellow music. It's such a creative soundtrack, and it will always stand out to me as one of my favorites. Honestly, I don't think this is an anime that will ever leave my top 5. I truly and wholeheartedly love this anime to the fullest, and I will definitely rewatch it in the near future. Kizumonogatari easily takes the 3rd spot in my top 5 and is an absolute masterpiece. This anime absolutely triumphs almost all of the anime I've seen. The story, the art, and the animation are just spectacular. The atmosphere is so special and can't be found anywhere else. It's so unique to Kizumonogatari. It is just so amazing. The aura and vibe you get while watching this 3-movie series is breathtaking. The Monogatari series as a whole is astonishing, but Kizumonogatari stands above the rest and will forever be one of my favorites. While Kizumonogatari takes on very hard and gory subjects, it doesn't stray away from the comedy, and it is done so well. It doesn't feel out of place or a vibe ruiner. If anything, it adds to the vibe and gives it its own Monogatari flair that is unique to the entire Monogatari series. The expressions and voice acting make it so much better and made me laugh out loud multiple times. This anime is insanely detailed. You can tell that Studio Shaft really took their time to make this anime special, and they absolutely nailed it. The art is very dark and uses a very dark color palette. It's not very colorful, but when they do use bright colors, it really stands out and sets a vibe for that scene. While the art is generally dark, it sets the perfect vibe and carries this isolated feeling with it. I'm going to say the word vibe a lot in this video, I apologize. Actually, this is the first time I prefer a darker color palette than a brighter and colorful one. Also, I have to add this, the animation is crisp as fuck. It's easily the best animation out there in the entire Monogatari series, and I will stand by that for all eternity. It is so beautiful. The Monogatari series is known for having phenomenally written characters, and Kizumonogatari has some of the best and some of my personal favorites. Since Kizumonogatari is based around Shinobu and her origin story with Araragi, she gets a lot of screen time and I love it. Shinobu is easily one of my favorite characters of the entire series. You get to see how much she changed Araragi's life, which really lets you know how important she is to the story and to the rest of the Monogatari series. Oshino is just a G. He's such a badass, saving Araragi's ass multiple times. He's a super cool character who always does something in the background and has this mysterious aura, but in my opinion, that's what makes him 1,000 times better. Hanekawa is by far the best character for very obvious reasons. On a real though, she does hold some importance in the story and Araragi's journey to becoming human again, but most of the time she is there for more fan servicey moments, but that doesn't take away from her more important moments in Kizumonogatari. Another phenomenal thing about this anime is the soundtrack. Oh my god, the soundtrack is amazing. It is the perfect blend of super happy music to super creepy and dark fighting music. The added vocals are a nice touch. It gives the OST some originality and this flair to it that I've never heard from any other anime. You can tell when someone had fun with their music, and this soundtrack just screams someone that loves their job. Honestly, without the music, I didn't think I'd like Kizumonogatari as much as I do now. This anime is just a true journey and was a rush to watch all the way through. I will forever love this anime and I don't think anything will take its spot anytime. Also, for those interested in more Kizumonogatari content, I made a full ass video on it, so you all can go watch that if you're interested. I'll leave it top right now for y'all. Go watch that, it's a nice video. There hasn't been an anime out there that has made me feel things like Silver Spoon has. This anime has truly inspired me in many ways and have made me think about things I've never thought of before, and have brought some real life things to shine about the animal product industry. It is a truly beautiful anime made by the legend Hiromu Arakawa, who's made the very well known Full Metal Alchemist. This manga does not disappoint. It teaches you many things about the agriculture industry and the mindset of someone who knows nothing about it. Hachiken is easily one of my favorite MCs of all time. He's a very relatable MC in many ways. The way he emotionally responds to some very hard moments hits very close to home. And the way he thinks as someone who's a total outsider to the animal product industry is very real. His lifestyle is another thing about him that is very relatable. He's this city kid who had no real inspiration to do anything because of his family situation and the way his dad treated him when it comes to school. He had no real idea what he wanted to do when he grew up, so when he was thrown into this school about agriculture and his adult life creeping up to him, he really had to think, and the people around him and the impact they made on his life really changed his mind. And throughout his high school career, he gets more and more into business and the marketing part of the agriculture industry. And that's when you really get to see Hachiken grow up and change into an adult, which is beautiful. His life story is very real and hits home for many people, including me. I learned a lot of things about agriculture and the behind the scenes of creating meat products that we buy and eat as consumers. Arakawa is honestly such a good teacher, if that makes sense. She's very good at teaching us about things we've never heard of before, but I always end up understanding what she says, which makes the educational scenes a lot easier to understand, which in the end makes the manga a lot more enjoyable. Actually, I didn't know this until now, but Arakawa actually grew up on a farm, so it's no wonder she knows so much about the industry. I truly believe Silver Spoon isn't just a slice of life, but a life lesson that all of us should experience once in our lives. I really do believe this is an anime that everyone should watch, and one that will inspire you, or at least show you something you've never seen before. Silver Spoon is the easiest 10 out of 10 I've ever seen, besides my number 1, which we'll get to in a second, and will forever stay a 10 out of 10. Well, we made it to my number 1, and that is the beautiful, perfect creation known as Laid Back Camp. This anime is the absolute greatest creation when it comes to slice of life anime, and I'm going to gush about it for the next couple minutes, so strap in Laid Back Camp is this perfect art form, and nothing, and I mean nothing, has ever come close to even touching it as my number one. Honestly, the rest of the list doesn't even compare. I genuinely believe everything about this anime is perfect. The plot for Laid Back Camp is so simple, yet it's some of the most fun I've had while watching anime. The idea of just following these girls as they discover beautiful places to camp sounds boring, but it's far from that and is truly what makes it fun. You get to go on this journey with these girls as they travel Japan and find some absolutely stunning places to camp. I love the fact that they do something or go camping somewhere else different almost every episode. It's such a nice change of scenery. You never get a chance to get bored of the scenery before they switch it up on you. And when there comes a scenery change, a vibe change must come. And the vibe is always absolutely superb. I get a vibe from this anime that I can't get anywhere else. It's such a comforting vibe, and it's the absolute best watching it on a cold winter's night. Another thing I absolutely adore about this anime is the fact that there are some real facts and lessons taught in this anime. Simple ones like how to start a fire properly, different kind of tents and how to set them up, and how to cook certain foods with the small amount of resources you have while on a camping trip. It's very helpful and can genuinely help you when you go camping. The characters aren't special whatsoever, but they are absolutely adorable. They are just super wholesome and people who are in love with camping. The two main characters, Rin and Nadeshiko, make an awesome duo. Their polar opposite attitudes and personalities make their interactions so much more enjoyable. Rin is a super introverted, quiet girl that likes her alone time, while there's Nadeshiko, this ball of joy that brings happiness wherever she goes, and every time they talk, it's straight banter, and I love it. The side characters are awesome too. They get a lot of screen time in the second season, which is nice. They're just a bunch of wholesome girls that don't really have a distinctive personality, which makes them kinda boring, but they're still kinda cool. It's the perfect fit for side characters. The OST is by far my favorite thing about this anime, and it is easily my favorite OST of all time. It is absolutely perfect and fits the anime so well. It's so calming and doesn't sound artificial, if you catch my drift. It's all man-made. It all sounds so natural, and it probably is. You can hear every single strum of the guitar and the whistle of the flute. It fits perfectly with the camping theme, and it sounds like music you hear at a campsite. There was a phase, well, I am still in that phase, kind of, where I listened to the full OST for hours while playing games or writing scripts, and I've never gotten bored of it. It is this thing of beauty, and it will forever be my all-time favorite. Honest to God, in my opinion, I believe Laid Back Camp is perfect in every way, and every slice of life anime should be like Laid Back Camp, or aspire to be like Laid Back Camp. It does everything a slice of life anime should do, and it does it 100 times better. I truly think this is a masterpiece in my eyes, and nothing will ever top this anime, no matter how good any other anime out there is. Alright, that's it. That's it for my top 5. I'm sorry this video was more on the longer side, but for those who stuck with me and watched the entire thing, I love you, and I do hope you enjoyed this video. More videos coming soon, I promise. I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.